Sister Wives Ysabel Brown worried about Cristin. Sister Wives star Ysabel Brown is worried about her mother, Cristin Brown Woolley, but what has her so concerned? More so, will she approach Cody Brown's former third wife about her concerns and let her know how she feels? Keep reading for more details. Ysabel Brown worries about her mother. Even though Sister Wives fans watch David Woolley and Cristin Brown Woolley tie the knot, they are just seeing the courtship this season. It is a struggle for viewers as they feel that they are going backward. That has long been an issue for the hit TLC series, as the show is usually a year and a half to 2 years behind. Therefore, many life events have occurred and people have seen them play out on social media. Regarding Cristin and David, their wedding special closed out season 18. Now, in season 19, they are planning their wedding, house hunting, and on the Sunday, November 17th episode, David will propose. At the same time, Cristin's kids are struggling. As happy as they are for their mother, they feel that she is rushing things with David. They do like him, there is no doubt about that. However, she was in a loveless marriage with Cody for 30 years. There was no affection or PDA, so that is all very strange to them. In a TLC preview for this week's episode, Ysabel Brown expresses her fears to her mother. David and Cristin are moving in together, and Ysabel notes that this is a common theme with her mom. The couple has just been moving full speed ahead, but Cristin notes she is not stopping for anyone. Yet she also has concerns. She has not lived with a man full-time as Cody rotated when they were married. So they would have one-night sleepovers, and that was it. Cody would leave the next morning, but now, David is here all of the time, which is normal. Cristin asks Ysabel if she likes David, which she does, but she is worried, which makes perfect sense. Do fans support Cristin rushing? After seeing this clip, how do Sister Wives fans feel about Cristin Brown Woolley rushing? More so, do they think she should listen to Ysabel Brown or just keep going? Even her older daughter, Aspen Brown, has said repeatedly that it is very fast. Take a drink every time Aspen or Ysabel say they're moving too fast. She wasted so much time with someone who didn't love her. Now she needs to live life intensely. Best wishes to the couple. They should have taken more time for his kids and her kids to get to know each other. I honestly think Truly was very uncomfortable, and you saw it with her constantly coming in between them. It was very mixed, as viewers were thrilled for Cristin finally finding her happiness. However, they did believe she should have considered her children, mainly Truly, just a little bit more. Ysabel Brown had always admired her mother, Cristin. She'd watched her face struggles with grace and navigate heartbreak with a determination that inspired Ysabel as she grew up. Cristin had always been the strong one, the one who smiled through the chaos and offered a comforting word even when the family dynamics were fraying at the seams. But lately, Ysabel couldn't shake the gnawing feeling that her mom wasn't okay. It all began a few weeks ago during one of their video calls. Cristin's cheerful voice carried through the screen, but something was off. She seemed distracted, her smiles forced, and there was a shadow in her eyes that Ysabel hadn't seen before. "Mom, are you okay?" Ysabel asked. She'd been living on the East Coast for school, far from the family drama that always seemed to bubble over in Flagstaff. Cristin waved her off with a chuckle, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "Of course, sweetheart. Just busy with the house and wedding planning. You know how it is." Ysabel nodded, but the pit in her stomach only grew. She knew her mom had a lot on her plate, preparing to marry David Woolley, adjusting to a new life outside of Cody's control, and managing the emotional toll of leaving the family dynamic she had been part of for decades. But Cristin was good at pretending. Too good. When the semester ended, Ysabel decided to surprise her mom by flying back to Utah. She knew the trip would mean re-entering the swirl of family drama, but she couldn't ignore her instincts. Cristin had been there for her through thick and thin, including her scoliosis surgery. Now it was Ysabel's turn to be there for her mom. Ysabel knocked on Cristin's front door, a bouquet of wildflowers in hand. She could hear laughter inside, and her heart lifted momentarily. Maybe she was overreacting, but when the door swung open, her mother's smile froze for a split second before she wrapped her in a tight hug. "Ysabel, what a surprise, you didn't tell me you were coming. I wanted to see you," Ysabel said, squeezing her back. She pulled away to study her mom's face. There it was again, the flicker of something unspoken behind her eyes. Inside, the house was warm and inviting, but Ysabel couldn't help noticing little signs of stress. A pile of dishes sat unwashed in the sink, and stacks of wedding magazines cluttered the dining table. David's voice boomed from another room as he chatted with someone on the phone, his laughter a stark contrast to Christine's subdued energy. "So," Cristin began, ushering Ysabel to the couch, "how's school? Are you excited for summer?" Ysabel answered, but her eyes kept darting to Cristin. Her mom was good at steering conversations away from herself, but Ysabel wasn't letting her off the hook. "Mom," she said gently, "you don't seem like yourself. What's going on?" Christine's smile faltered, and she looked down at her hands. "Oh honey, I'm fine. Really, just a lot going on with the wedding and—" "Mom, stop," Ysabel interrupted. "I know you're not okay. Please talk to me." Cristin hesitated, her shoulders sagging as if the weight of the world was pressing down on them. Finally, she let out a shaky sigh. It's harder than I thought it would be," she admitted. "Starting over, building this new life with David. It's wonderful, but it's also overwhelming. And then there's your dad." Ysabel stiffened. She hadn't spoken to Cody in months, not since their last argument about how he treated Cristin. "What about him?" "He's been calling," Cristin said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Not to reconcile, but to remind me of everything I left behind. The way he talks, it's like he wants me to feel guilty for being happy." Ysabel's jaw clenched. "That's ridiculous. He didn't care about your happiness when you were married. Why does he care now?" Cristin gave a small, sad smile. "Because it's Cody. He doesn't like losing control." Over the next few days, Ysabel stayed close, helping her mom with wedding preparations and quietly observing. Cristin's interactions with David were loving, but Ysabel noticed moments where her mom seemed distracted, almost lost in thought. One evening, after David had gone to bed, Ysabel and Cristin sat outside on the porch, sipping tea under a blanket of stars. "Mom," Ysabel said softly, "are you sure you're ready for this? For the wedding?" Cristin looked at her daughter, her eyes glistening. "I love David, Ysabel. He's everything I've ever wanted in a partner. But it's hard to unlearn years of being made to feel like I wasn't enough. Sometimes I catch myself wondering if I'm really as strong as I think I am." Ysabel reached over, taking her mom's hand. "You are strong. Stronger than anyone I know. But it's okay to feel scared or uncertain. That doesn't make you weak, it makes you human." Cristin smiled through her tears. "You're wise beyond your years, you know that?" Ysabel shrugged. "I had a good teacher." In the following weeks, Ysabel made it her mission to be her mom's rock. She accompanied her to dress fittings, helped her organize the guest list, and even mediated when Kelty and Truly argued over flower arrangements. But more importantly, she reminded Cristin of her worth. "Mom, you deserve this happiness," Ysabel told her one afternoon as they sat surrounded by wedding invitations. "You deserve to feel loved and valued. Don't let Dad or anyone else make you doubt that." Cristin pulled her daughter into a tight hug. "I don't know what I'd do without you." "You'll never have to find out," Ysabel whispered. By the time the wedding day arrived, Cristin looked radiant. Ysabel stood by her side, beaming with pride as her mom walked down the aisle toward a new chapter of her life. And as Cristin exchanged vows with David, Ysabel's worries began to fade. Her mom wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. It wouldn't always be easy, Ysabel knew. But as she watched Cristin's face light up with joy, she realized that her mom's strength was unshakable, even in the face of uncertainty. And that was more than enough.